Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today is our SuperCALafragalistic 2024 video for July, which is showing you all the progress on the cows that I'm working on. It is the 31st of July, so I need to get it in so that we can get started for August. But it has been a very busy month, let me tell you here guys, because I started off with 3 cows and now I'm up to 5. Now 2 of them are amigurumi, and I have been showing you the progress along the way in our podcast on a Thursday, but I thought it'd be nice to add them to our SuperCALafragalistic videos as well, because that way they're all in one place. So as I said, I've been busy. I have been enjoying myself very much as always, and I'm so happy to report that I am keeping up. Now I do have a couple of blankets that I'm working on generally each month, and as you know, one is an ongoing project for the whole year, but for those of you that are new or just need a little recap, or just like me, just like to see what I've been up to, and I always love sharing it with you because you're all very kind that you come to hang out with me so that I can show you what I've been doing. Now, those of you that are also joining in, please make sure you let us all know in the comments, and if you wish to send me an email, please do so and I shall showcase it on my podcast. You know I love to do that. Now, these are all in, as I always say, in just no order other than random, because I love each and every person that I'm joining in, because once again, guys, as we all know, the reason for the cows being so attractive to all of us is that community feel. And let me tell you, I'm feeling the community all around me. And I have to say that the crochet community is one of the nicest that I have ever been a part of. And I'm so very blessed that one day I decided to pick up a hook and some yarn to start creating not only beautiful things, but beautiful friends. So let's get started now. I'm going to start from here. Let me pop my clipboard down, and as always, I've got my marker, because I like to tick things off. I'm a list person, and you know, it's very satisfying when you do that tick, right guys? It is for me anyway. So let's start off with our friend Erin over at Crafting Kitty. She has what is known as the Creator Spotlight. I believe this is the second year that this has been hosted by Erin, and basically what it is each month she highlights a creator. Now, generally they're on YouTube. Us being here on YouTube, it's a nice way to support each other, and then we all have the opportunity to create something from their creations. So, excuse me, there is such a variety out there, and it's amazing. Doesn't matter how big or small a channel is, you'll always find something unique or surprising or just joyful to crochet. Now this month it was Jennifer from Fiber Flux. Now I am going to give you a little backstory, a bit of a confession. I actually thought it was a different creator this month. So tomorrow night in our podcast, you see who I thought it was, because I did make something from their channel as well. But tonight it's all about Jennifer from Fiber Flux. Now she has a huge channel, and I'm sure that all of you are familiar with her. And what she specializes in is what I feel after going through her channel is cows. I would love to make so many of her projects, but I did stick to something very small and something that I absolutely love making, which are coasters. Now the reason why I tried this coaster, and I'll show it to you in a moment, is because it is based on like a granny stitch, and it is a very old pattern of hers. It's about 7 years old, and she made them as Christmas coasters, but of course you can put any colors in them. Also, in the Fiber Flux video, Jennifer uses 3 colors. I've chosen to choose one color because I wanted to see what they look like and see what the sizing was, because I would like to add them to my coaster repertoire of all the different coasters that I made. But before I get started, I want to show you all this beautiful yarn in here, and this is what I used. I used some of this gorgeous cotton that was gifted to me by our beautiful friend Raylene. So Raylene, they live in here in their own special basket now, so I always know that they were sent with love from you. And this is one of my favorite yarns that we can no longer purchase, and it's acrylic and cotton blend, and I absolutely love this yarn. So this is why I cherish it, and I've popped it in this basket because it is my favorite yarn to make coasters with. So of course I pulled it out, and I used my 5mm hook to go along with this yarn. Sometimes I use a 4.5mm, but I thought I'd experiment with a 5 because that is the hook size that Jennifer asked us to use. And this is the gorgeous little coaster that you produce. Can you see that it's like little granny clusters throughout, and a little picot stitch? Well, it's not a picot stitch, but it is a beautiful little stitch. But let me tell you, this coaster is tiny. When I made it, I thought, oh, did I follow the pattern correctly? Rest assured I did. Now here it is here, and it just fits a very, very small mug. This is one of my favorite mugs, and it isn't one of my biggest mugs though, because some of the bigger ones you can actually eat soup or cereal out of them, it feels like. So then I thought this pattern looks like it'd be quite easy to adjust, and then I went one size up. So I did an extra round there. And as you can see already, it's growing in size. But again, I felt like it wasn't the right size for me. So I went further and went one size up, and this one was perfect, guys. This one you could get away with, I think. But definitely this one could be used as a little ornament, I think. But how easy was this pattern to adjust? So that's where I'm going with that. That's why I showed you all three versions of it, because it is a wonderful pattern. I would love to make it again with different colors. I think Christmas themed would be gorgeous, or any color for that matter, or even if you just did the outside in a different color. Anyway, it's up to your imagination what colors you use. But what I loved about this pattern the most is that it's very easy to adjust and make as big as you wish. So thank you so much, Erin, for hosting Creator Spotlight. So I got the opportunity to go through all of the fiber, well, I scanned my eye over all the patterns that she has, just so I could get to one that I thought I could make quite quickly to present to you, and also try it for myself. But I just love the component that she has so many cows. If I had all the time in the world, I'd try to join most of them, even though they're sitting there from a few years ago. Still a nice thing to know that they're there for you in case you ever want to create something gorgeous. And generally they're blankets, which is awesome. And she has such variety on there. They're not just blankets. She does like spa sets and other things as well. Anyway, so that was Creator Spotlight for July. Now, the next thing I'd like to show you is the movie Marquee challenge that I participate in with our friends, and I've got them here listed in color so that I won't forget, because I don't like saying people's channels the wrong way. So the movie Marquee challenge is hosted by three gorgeous ladies, and they are Bella from Bella's Crochet Gifts, Heather from The Crochet Witch, and Samantha from Amethyst Craftworks. Now every month they get to choose a movie, and we get inspiration from the movie poster to create whatever we wish. Now, for example, excuse me, I myself am making blankets, and all my blankets will be going to the Boggy Blanket Brigade 2025, so BBB 2025, which is for Camp Boggy Creek. I know that Heather, and it was her month to choose this month, she's making blankets for a dog and rescue shelter, not just dogs and cats. Bella's predominantly making blankets, and I do believe that Samantha is making an ongoing project. But please go and visit their channels and say hello to them and see what they've been up to, because they've been creating some beautiful things as well. So this month, the movie poster was Gran Turismo. I'm sure I said that wrong, but there it is there. Now, Heather absolutely loves Stranger Things, and one of the actors in here is from it. So this is why she chose this movie, I think, anyway. Absolutely gorgeous colours in there to choose from. Now, when you see the actual poster, it's actually got more orange in it, and I really wanted to capture that. But the main colours for me were these colours here. So these are the colours that I used. So you can see how beautiful they look together. But originally, I didn't have the orange component in there, and I really wanted to incorporate it somehow. But these colors here, guys, so this is all 100% acrylic yarn, and most of it is Spot Saver, my favorite yarn. This one is natural. And you may remember I found these when I did a recent clean out, and I was so happy that they came my way. This one is pumpkin. And who doesn't love that color? And this one is just a value ball yarn, which happens to complement the thickness perfect. And it's just a brown. I don't think it says the color on there, but as you can see, it's brown. So I started off with those, and I made this beautiful blanket. Now you will see that there are some flowers pinned on there. And because I just wanted to add the orange in there. And the best way that I could do it was to make some little flowers. Now the blanket itself... Let me show you a little bit of it from here so you can kind of get the idea of it. So when you look at it up close, you can see I've done double V stitch clusters. Can you see that, guys? And there's my very simple border, because you have to have the blankets a certain size so that they can fit on the beds for the children at Camp Boggy Creek. And this one was 40 by 50 inches. And look at the beautiful flowers. And they are by Bruna Ticality, and they're her groovy flower. Now I am going to open this up a little bit more so you can see. So that's half of it there. But originally I wasn't going to put flowers on the bottom. I was going to put it like, you know, just at the border at the top, you know, when you sleep. But then I decided that it really does need 6 flowers. So before I send these off, which will be very, very soon, I'm going to attach the flowers. So that is my blanket or project for July for the Movie Marquee Challenge. And I want to thank those 3 wonderful friends for hosting it every month. I get very excited when they choose their next movie. I don't want to say whose month it is next month, because generally I get it wrong, but it's going to be Samantha or Bella that choose August's movie poster, and I cannot wait to see what it is. So thank you once again. Wonderful that I got it finished. I just need to sew on these little flowers, and I'm sure that they won't take very long at all, because they take really no time at all to crochet. Maybe half an hour, which is awesome, right? Now, the next one that I want to show you is the one that everybody seems to love, and I certainly do. It is the Music Theory 101 Cal, hosted by Neva over at Manic Mama Musings. Now, what Neva does, each and every week, she shows us an album cover, and that gives us inspiration again to create whatever we want. I myself am making squares, solid granny squares. They're all 6 rounds with a border. And what I do, so that's 7 rounds, and then I join them all together, join as I go. For all of them, I'm using my Marvel 8-ply yarn. It is 100% acrylic. I have 5 odd totes full of different colors, so it's the perfect yarn for this project. But the black is the one that is, what is it? Goes through, like throughout it, like it sort of brings it all together, because it's the middle of the square, and I join them with the black. So I'll just show it to you quickly. And I do use a 5mm hook with my 8-ply or DK weight yarn, and I have really been enjoying this project. Now I'm going to do my very best to hold it up. I've folded it as well as I can, and at the end I'll try to show it to you, the whole thing. So the very first square, so week 25, was we were given this cover here. So it's Blizzard of Oz by Ozzy Osbourne. I will show you my square and try very hard. There we go. There it is there, guys. So what I try to do is, obviously there is red in there. Can I hold it up together? There we go. But I don't know if you can see the floorboards as well. That's the inspiration for those colors there, which I absolutely love. So that was week 25. Now week 26 is A Beautiful Time by Willie Nelson. And of course I was focusing on the yellow and the orange. And here it is here, that square. Oh, let's get it right, guys. All right, so there it is there. A little bit of very simple tapestry crochet, and I sort of thought later on I could have made it more like sun rays a little bit, but it is what it is, and I actually really think it's a pretty square. And then last but not least, week number 27 is The Beginning by the Black Eyed Peas. Now in actual fact, when I had another look at Neva's playlist, she used a slightly different album cover, but that doesn't matter. Creative license, right? It's absolutely gorgeous, this one. And here it is here. Whoops, let me try to get it in for you. And there's all the colors there. I think that one turned out very, very pretty. Now I did notice that Neva's put out week number 27. Because of our time difference, I didn't quite catch it, but it is called Pretty. So basically it's the soundtrack from the movie Pretty in Pink. So there'll be no surprises, so a bit of a spoiler alert, there'll be a lot of pink in that square. So stay tuned for that one next month, and I will definitely be bringing you that one in August's update. So let me pop them to the side. So thank you once again, Neva, for hosting such a fun cal. I am actually enjoying it, and look, I wait with great anticipation each week to see what the new album cover will be. So I'll pop that one there to the side for now. Now the other two are amigurumi cals. As I said, I have talked about them a bit in the past, and most of you will know exactly what I'm talking about when you see them, because they'll be of no surprise to any of you, because these are quite heavily spoken about on the YouTube streets. So the very first one is the Amigurumi World Tour. So if you put in the hashtag Amigurumi World Tour, you will see all the different makes by all the different people, including on, I think it's Cassandra's community tab and on her blog, everybody that has sent in their projects. So basically Cassandra from Craftably Ever After, our friend, had a brilliant idea. She decided that this book here, Whimsical Stitches, was going to make its way around the world, not in one direction but in two. So the USA has one book, and the international book, which I am going to be a recipient of, the lucky last one before I send it back to Cassandra, and we get to choose a project to make from each time it comes to us. So for me, I've decided that I'm going to stick to the international book, and as the projects are getting made, I'm also making them myself, and I will just show you what we've made so far. They're all living here behind me, so I'm going to be reaching over. So it all started, this journey started with Cassandra, and she made this gorgeous little whale here. Isn't he sweet? I beg your pardon, he's a shark. I called him a whale. Is he a shark? Yes, he is. Now, I'm going to pop him back there. These are, I haven't written down who were the people that made them along the way. I really should have done that for you, but that's okay. Eventually, I will get that right, because today I just sort of popped them in last minute. Confession. There you go, guys. Now, this one is a little jellyfish. So cute. And I do believe that the first stops were Germany from memory. So after it left Cassandra at Denmark. And then we had, we made some cookies. So I made a chocolate chip and a funfetti cookie. Very, very simple, but very, very cute. And then we got to make a favorite piece of pie. I made caramel pie, which I absolutely love, with some cream on top. And as you can see, they're very fun, quick and easy projects. And the reason why I started to join in is not only to support our friend, and as we said, get that community feel, I need to practice my amigurumi. I think the hardest thing for me so far has been joining all the pieces together. And I'm hoping at the end of this that I would have mastered it just a little bit more. And what is very attractive for me for this crochet along is that the author, Laura Espy, or the designer, she highly recommends that we use a 4mm hook and our worsted weight yarn, or, you know, like the spot saver yarn, the 10-ply yarn. And that's why it's been very easy for me to join in, because it's not a super tiny hook. And just a little side note, Lauren Espy is actually following along this crochet along, which I think is awesome. And we also made a little duck, and here he is here. This one, I think it was a friend in Portugal that wanted us to make him. And I believe another friend in Portugal wanted us to make this gorgeous and very sweet little turtle here. How adorable is he? I think he's very sweet. Now, you may have noticed none of my food has eyes, because I do not like my food staring at me. So that is the reason why. So I just want to thank Cassandra for inviting the whole world to join in, and what fun we're having along the way. I do believe next is the bunny for us here in, well, not here in Australia, in the international book that's going around, traveling its way to us. So I will be making that as soon as I can. Now, the other crochet along, which happens to be an amigurumi one, is brought to us by our friend Sally over at Nanny Moon Crochets, and it comes from this book here, Crochet Donut Buddies. Now, Sally has a very fun way of choosing each week. She picks out a different donut for us to make, and she has this huge bag that she's sewn up like a drawstring bag, and inside of those big balls, that the big colorful balls, when you go to those child play centers, children always like to play in them. And what she's done is on each one she's put the donut name, like for example if it's a bunny, and the page it's on, and then we proceed to make it. Now this book is a fun book. It has a rating. For example, it gives you the rating there, how difficult it is between 1 and 5 donuts, tells you. So 1 is the easiest, 5 is the hardest. I think the way that they judge it, how hard the difficulty is, how many pieces you have to sew on. It is a little bit fiddly, a little bit tricky, but in saying that, it has been a lot of fun. It does have some games in the back that you can play with children, and I don't think that I'll be giving these to little children under the age of 4 or 5, because some of the games are grouping games or counting games. So, you know, I didn't worry about the eyes being crocheted on, and I didn't put safety eyes. What I've chosen to do is put on those goggly eyes that move around. So far we've made a little rhino. How cute is he? Look at those goggly eyes. As you can see, you make the base, so that's the donut. They all have the same size base. Again, 4mm hook with worsted weight yarn. And then you make the icing. And as you can see, the icing has a few drips here and there. And then you proceed to make the little pieces, like the little ears, for example. This bit here and the horn. And that was our little rhino. And he's actually quite, I think, cuter in real life than he looks on the video, because his eyes look a bit scary, but he's not. And then we made this cute little donut here, which happens to be a little bunny. I've forgotten to put her little mouth or nose and whiskers. I'll have to do that. And she's got some little flowers in her hair, which are just fake flowers. And there's her little bottom there, and her precious little ears. And again, the goggly eyes, but they're tiny, so you can't really see them. And then we made a little hamster. Now, I still don't know if I'm in like or in love with him, but he's growing on me. Look at those giant cheeks, guys, and those little tiny, tiny eyes. He had a lot of pieces to sew on, but in the end, he was worth it. And we've just made a unicorn. Let me just brush her hair. Now, I realized after seeing, here it is here. Very cute. Now, a lot of people were sewing the horn further back, but I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Wouldn't it be nice to braid her hair as well? Maybe I'll have to do that. And Sally has just pulled out the little, what is it for this week? A star. So we need to make a star donut. That will be a fun one to make as well. So that's it, guys. Where's my little clipboard? Yes, that's the progress of all the cows that I'm participating in for 2024. I hope to continue keeping up, because I do have a lot of fun, and there is some interaction with the hosts of each of these cows, which also adds to the fun and to the community feel, which is awesome. If any of you have joined in, I hope you're sending your makes off to the hosts of these cows, because I'm sure they would love to see what you're doing. And please don't forget us here at Coco's Crochet. I would love to see what you're up to as well. Let us know down in the comments, as always, what you're working on, because I know there are so many cows to choose from, and most of you are working on at least one. So that's it for July, guys. Done and dusted. As we say, I like to get my marker. I love this part the best, and we can tick off July for 2024. SuperCALafragalistic. We've done it, guys. How awesome is that? So please come back in August and see what I've been up to. I cannot wait to see the movie inspiration and the Music Theory 101 inspiration that we'll get from all the covers, from the album and the movie covers. And of course, we'll continue to make our amigurumi for our cows. And I'll have to see who the creator for August is for Creator Spotlight. I hope it's a fun one. Whatever it is, we're going to get stuck into it and create something awesome. So once again, guys, I hope you're all keeping well. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really do enjoy that I have the opportunity to share this with you. And until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.